emotional reaction. And we had a mutual friend who worked at Ubisoft, who knew that we were sort of interested in that pursuit, just to sort of explore what we could do in that medium. Yeah. And he was like, let me introduce you guys. And so we were at E3, made that introduction, and there was enough interest sort of on both sides to take us out to Montreal and kind of have a meeting about it and sort of pitch a few ideas and see what we could come up with, yeah. And if there was a sort of a reasonable partnership that we could create. And that's really where it started, and the very nugget of this game idea kind of came from some of those pitches.
Wow. Kevin, Ubisoft Montreal makes some incredible games and franchises, and has for many years. I know there are lots of folks that would love to work with you. You have to be very selective in terms of projects that the development teams take on. What was it about it when you met first with Elijah and Daniel about collaborating on this? What spoke to Ubisoft?
Well, from the beginning, it's a real honor working with such talented people. We're talking on a daily basis, iterating, improving on one another idea, and we had to explore the possibilities offered by both of the mediums to try to bridge the gap between the movies and games with Transference. And I guess it was a big learning process to all of us at Spectavision on how to make games, and at Ubisoft on how to build engaging and deep narrative.
What was cool about Ubisoft too is obviously they were the giant franchises that they're known for and their big AAA games that we all know and love. Yeah. But there's also this division there that was interested in exploring VR and sort of more, not necessarily indie games, but sort of ideas that sort of don't necessarily adhere to the AAA game status. And that was exciting to us. We're interested in new ideas, fresh ideas, a different approach to the medium. And that's really what has sort of been driving Transference from the beginning is, how can we make something in VR that is a game but that doesn't adhere to traditional game tropes and really tries to feel like something fresh and exciting?
Yeah, you said, and that's what's great is that Ubisoft does the big stuff, but also does the experimental stuff.
Exactly.
Daniel, for you guys, from Spectavision's perspective, what was that elevator pitch when we went into Ubisoft? What did you guys want to build with them?
Well, I think we started really honestly, I think for close to a year almost. Maybe it was shorter. It felt like a year.
In terms of like idea pitching?
Yeah, well, we would just fly out there every month or every couple months, and we would just kind of look at all the VR projects that were out there, everything that existed, just to try and understand what was happening, what was working, and what wasn't. So it was really, we approached this from, I think, kind of an unusual angle, is that we started with some very basic tenets of storytelling that we felt were very unique to the VR medium. And from there came ideas for a story, and from the story came the ideas for gameplay, which is, I think, not typically how it's done. I think typically the emotional and narrative elements are kind of dialed in toward the end of the process as something that sort of sits alongside gameplay. And for us, it was very important that because we wanted to create a project that, as we like to say, feels like a movie but plays like a game.